Welcome to 4 Oak Street. At last I finally have a signal box. As you might remember, I did mention that I was going to be putting together the Ratio, or having another go at the Ratio, at the Ratio signal box. Unfortunately, I had a crack at it quite a while ago and sort of abandoned it. I realised my painting wasn't good enough, and I just thought this is going to take a bit more effort than I want to put in at the moment, with lots of other stuff to do. But I'm reasonably happy with the result. I did buy the interior kit, so I'll show you what the interior actually looks like, because the roof has not yet been put in, so or glued, I should say. So that's the interior kit that's fitted. So I'll try and zoom in, but I have managed to draw something that looks like the track plan for this area in the back. It's got all the levers in, which were incredibly hard to actually put in. Probably the thing I struggled most with was the actual stairs, which are a bit of a health and safety risk. I had all sorts of issues having to working out how to actually put the steps in, build one side, then try and connect the other. Then I had it all going all over the place, had to pull them apart. So anyway, the results I'm quite pleased with. There's just the drain pipes to go on. So I also had a scenario with the interior kit whereby it came with a floor, but the actual floor turned out to be one that doesn't fit this signal box. So I actually sent an email to Ratio saying that in the interior kit, of which, you know, there's a chair to go in, a fireplace, all the levers, all the dials that sit above the wheel, the desk, the floor doesn't look like it would fit. Well, it turns out that that floor, I'll just show it to you, that floor here is actually not designed for that particular box. So that ended up having to pull all that apart. So I think I'll definitely get better with practice with these kits. I think the only reason that I have managed to get the result that I've got is purely just from what's the word for it, grit and determination. So what I've done here is I've actually dug it slightly into the cork, so it will sit just at the sort of cork level. I've got an LED to go in, which I will show you. These are extremely small. I got them off eBay. Not sure if you can see that LED by my finger there, but that's going to sit in the roof and then pass down the back. So I've made a very slight notch in the back of the floor, so that will light it. I've test lighted it, looks very good. So some other things, I made the Metcalfe crane there, which you can see hasn't been attached. I've also added the uprights to the back of the station wall. I've also added some darker hedging to give it a bit more colour on both sides, and you can see that I've actually now started to bring in the XPS foam for this section, and I couldn't really go any further until I decided what I was going to do with that bridge. So you can see now I have the start of the road bridge, which are two Metcalfe kits. So they're actually at a point where I thought I can put them on the layout, test fit them across the tracks, work out how I'm going to do the piers, and then start to work out the roadway. So they're a real nice kit, but the issue that I had was the width. So they basically, you can have a single track over the top or a double track over the top. So as you would believe, my roads are right smack in the middle. So effectively what I had to do was, once I built it as a single and it just didn't look right, and I just thought to myself, I'm not going to be happy with it, because the road that comes out of that town area is not really going to be a country lane. It's going to be a bit bigger than that at that point. So this is pretty much what I've had to do. So is this was the first one. So it's a question of cutting them and making sure they are exactly the same size, and they are within less than a mil, so that should be good. So that then brings me on to, now I've sorted out the bridge, the roadway. So I will just take you around the other side of the layout, because the roadway will actually look better. So this is the roadway plan. So from the shopping area here, the road will come across the bridge and basically shoot off over that double road bridge there. Then there'll be a road that comes off and goes to the church, which will sit above the tunnel, and then there'll be a road somewhere where that piece is, which will come down the side and eventually join up with that road there, which was the section I did last week. You'll also see that there's a Ford Cortina sneaked in there. Looks like a Mark III. Might be a bit futuristic, but it just looked good. So yes, coming back to the signal box, that's the back of it. There's actually a chap in the very right hand corner there. So Ratio models, exceptionally good models, just need a reasonably high degree of what's the word for it, skill, I suppose. So I'll just run that loco through another section. Sorry about all this messing, but let's see if I can bring that loco through. And track dirty, no doubt, and also going the wrong way. just going to reverse it. Yes, I haven't yet got an editing tool, but I need to get one. So, thank you very much for any comments and suggestions. I remember quite a while ago when I first started on the viaduct, and I just started to cut out the foam, and a gentleman suggested that it probably wasn't realistic in the way that it was just cut out and it looked like it had just been cut out. You would have just had some sort of bridge down. So that led me to start looking at the whole that whole section. So thank you for that. So next job, XPS foam here has to be all cut away. Then I've got to work out the road plan from here. You can see I've used all my scraps here, a bit like something you would see on Survivor with all these pieces put in, but I just had so many. And then this next piece has to go on, and then this was section here was all about getting I suppose perspective of how that whole section's going to look, but I think it'll look actually quite good with the bridge going into the tunnel, and I'm guessing that here there's going to be some sort of bank, so I'm starting to see that quite a bit of the railway is either in cuttings or tunnels, so with a bit of luck, once it gets to this section and starts going over the viaducts, that it will be more open and more sort of rural is the idea. So it's all about now just working out how I blend all this in to give it sort of a realistic landscape. So that's it at the moment for this week, and thank you very much for comments, and been fantastic looking at all the other layouts of all gauges. Learned so much from. So thanks a lot, and catch you next time. Bye.